happy to have you on. We're gonna get to hear your whole story today, but first I want to hear your backstory and what you were doing before you decided to start your own preschool.
The backstory before starting my own preschool or before joining Joy?
Before joining Joy. And then,
Okay.
well, what did you do first? Did you join Joy or did you start your preschool? We want
I
to hear.
started my preschool first. I did online with Joy.
Before
Okay.
you started your preschool and then before you
Okay.
met Joy.
Okay. It's kind of a soft start because I started at family childcare, and it
Okay.
was first when my children were that age and in the preschool age. And then, so I would start them at like age 2, raise them up till kindergarten, and then start with a new batch at age 2, grow them up to kindergarten.
They were all.
And then each time I would graduate on a new cohort, I would have to think, am I ready to, to start a whole new group? And so in the middle of that, I got my master's and my PhD.
Oh, wow.
And then I did hear a speaker one time really promoting some ideas, parenting ideas that I didn't agree with. And he was going contrary to what university research has shown. And he said, oh, what do those people in the ivory tower know? They haven't even touched a child. And I went, what? And so from then on, I thought, I'm going to have one foot in university teaching and another foot in actual touching real children, Right. And so I do preschool during the day, and then I teach for North Seattle College in the evening, well, on Saturdays, because I'm teaching family childcare providers. They wanted someone just to teach them, so I teach 5 hours on Saturdays. Okay. And then also for Purdue University Global, that's online, and so that's in the evenings, and then preschool during the day. So
you got a lot going on. And what classes do you teach? What are the classes called?
Oh, early childhood education classes. So I do anywhere from introduction to early childhood education, health and safety, practicum, guiding behavior is what I'm doing right now, and a whole sort. I mean, just all of them in the early childhood education department.
That's great. That's great. How do you like teaching college? How does that compare to teaching preschool?
Well, what's fun is in the college teaching, I can say, well, just today, I can give you an example of this thing. Yeah. And so, even assignments I give the students, I say, I'm doing that one in my preschool too. So it's really fun. The two really work well together.
Yeah, that's
so I like that. It's motivating for the preschool part, and the preschool part is motivating for the college part. So they both really feed off each other really well.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. So what year did you start your preschool?
Well, so when my kids were that age, it was in the 80s.
Oh, wow.
So, actually, no, I guess it was closer to the early 90s.
Okay.
That I was doing that I started the preschool. Before then, I was kind of like Joy. We would do the neighborhood co-op type preschools.
Yeah.
And then I started mine for pay in about the 90s. Then when my youngest went to kindergarten, I really felt like my whole purpose in being alive would not be fulfilled unless I went back and got my master's degree. And at the time I thought that's all I was going to do, just my master's degree. And when I got my master's, all of a sudden it was, I have to continue. And so I continued on and got my PhD. And so that actually was 9 years, doing that. So I was still a mom doing that. And by the time, so my youngest was in kindergarten, and then my oldest joined me in college for my last years of myself in college.
That's so cool.
My oldest daughter was also in college with me too.
That's awesome. How many kids do you have?
Kind of fun. Oh, what was that?
How many kids do you have?
Oh, 4 girls, 4 daughters.
Nice. Wow, that's so cool. That's an awesome journey. And your PhD was in early childhood as well?
Well, it was in family and human development.
Okay.
When I first graduated from Purdue and with my bachelor's degree, I was trying for early childhood education, but I wanted to graduate the same year as my husband. And I was just short that teaching experience at the very end. And
Mhm.
so it ended up being child and family studies there.
Okay.
And at, when I was getting my master's and PhD, I took a lot of those early childhood education type classes too. But it
Mhm.
was in child and family studies. But I feel like I have a bigger picture because it was more encompassing
Mhm.
doing it that way. Because I have a lot of biological neurology. I took a lot of neurology type classes,
Mhm.
and I was actually teaching in the graduate psychology department at Purdue, teaching neuropsychology.
Mm.
So,
Cool.
um, so I
Wow.
feel like that background helps me understand how important early brain development is
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
children.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, the first 5 years, what, 90% of their brains develop in the first 5 years, right? Isn't that?
Hmm.
Yeah, so super important. I would love to hear all of the knowledge that's in your brain on all of that. That's crazy. That's awesome. Okay, so with your program, everyone was started at 2, so you only took 2-year-olds and then you
Hmm.
kept with the same
Yeah,
group?
there was I'd find out what the year they would graduate to kindergarten was,
Yeah.
and say just the cohort that will be entering kindergarten the fall of, like right now it's 2022.
Mhm.
So what's fun right now is I've got my granddaughter in the group.
Oh, that is
So I
fun.
started with my own kids and now my first granddaughter. So
That's
that's
so
kind of
cool.
fun.
Yeah, that's so cool. So are you licensed?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
and
I've always gone the licensing route.
mhm,
I like that because I'm on the food program and I can
okay,
claim the meals.
okay,
And so I'm doing breakfast and lunch for preschool.
okay.
And, so that's kind of fun. And then I have parents who who work. And so then just a couple of the kids, most of them they go to preschool and they're done. But some of the kids stay extended, because my granddaughter, who I'm doing this for, she needs full day. And so I, welcomed anyone else who wants to be full day. And some are just like only on Mondays and Tuesdays, or, how their both parents' schedules mesh together. Some
Mhm.
of them are just, here and there. But the
So
majority of it is the preschool.
what are your set preschool class times? But except for the
Oh,
pick.
okay. So it's a full day. I mean, not full day, full week, Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Next year, though, I have decided I'm taking Fridays off. I
Mhm.
have to. And I just don't get prep time.
Yeah,
And so I'm going to do that so I can get some prep time.
I took Fridays off
Um,
this year and it was great. It was
yeah.
great.
So I'm going Monday through Friday. It's 8 until 11:30.
Okay.
And then extended is until 4:15.
Okay. Cool. And how many kids are you allowed to have with your
6.
lesson? 6. Okay. So it's the same 6 kids all week.
Mm-hmm.
Monday
Yeah.
through
And I tell parents when they say, "Oh, can't they just come Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday?" The curriculum, it builds, so every day something new we add to it
Mhm.
that they would kind of be behind. I started out that way, allowing that to happen when my kids were little, back in the early 90s. And we just had upside down day with, we turned the table upside down, and the one little girl had missed that day, and she's someone I am still Facebook friends with now. She's married, and she remembers she missed upside down day. And so I think keeping all the kids Monday through Friday is my favorite. But for the summer program, I'm going to have a group that comes Monday, Tuesday, and another group that comes Wednesday, Thursday.
Mhm.
And so I'll have 12 of them, 6 on Monday, Tuesday, 6 on Wednesday, Thursday. And I think that will work better for the people who couldn't afford a full 5 days a week.
Mhm.
And also, there are some people who wanted their child to continue preschool through the summer, and most other, local preschools don't offer summer.
Mhm.
And so that's how, if you want to ask me the question, how is, what was like before Joy? I was just looking for marketing ideas. because
Okay.
I wanted to market that summer program. I typically had taken the summer off.
Okay.
And so I was going to do summer this year
Mhm.
because my granddaughter needed it. And so I I joined so I could get her marketing ideas.
Okay.
But I thought, online. Well, that's fun. I'll
Yeah.
do that too. And
Uh-huh.
ooh, a website. That's a nice idea too. I'll do a website. And so, I also added, not only did I get my summer program filled from her marketing ideas, but I also got online preschool, which we're 5 weeks into it already. And I go 6 weeks at a time for that. And
Okay.
there's only one more week left. Next week is our last week. And then I start another 6 weeks.
Mm.
So they pay not by the month, but per study. And so right now we're doing insects.
Okay.
And once that is over, I'm going to take June off. And I know a lot of the parents that I have right now needed to have June off for vacations and things. And then I'll do July and August. And it will coincide exactly with my summer program. So what I'll do is I do the summer preschool in the morning. And then at 1 o'clock, my granddaughter's my assistant. She'll sit by the side of me. And we do online preschool at 1 o'clock. The same thing we did for circle time for the regular local preschool. So that
Mhm.
way it's helping make my planning more efficient.
Right.
And
Right.
so I'll do that Monday, Tuesday, because there's a different curriculum for Monday and Tuesday, but then it's the same curriculum for Wednesday, Thursday, because
Right.
it's different
Different
kids. So I'll
kid.
only need to plan 2 lesson times during that time.
Nice.
So
You got it all figured out.
I need to because I don't have a lot of free time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I did it that way.
I did Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday this year as well. Except for, and I was thinking when I started that I was like, okay, I'll only have to do two days of lessons. But then as it went, some kids wanted 4 days. So then now I have some kids who come all 4 days and some kids who come 2 days. So then I had to go back to the 4 days of lesson plans. But that was the original plan, was the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Well, as you're saying that, it makes me remember, my curriculum is emergent. And so I continue, like I start out with an idea of what their interests are. And then as I see where their interests are going, I may go a different direction with one group than another
Mhm.
based on their interests.
Right.
So yeah, this is the first summer I've done it that way. So who knows
Yeah. That's
how
great.
that will go. But I'm kind of thinking it's efficient the way I've planned it. But I could go off on their interests, but that's kind of fun for me too. I
Yeah.
like to see where things go
Yep.
and how I can help build on that.
Mm-hmm. That's great. I love it.
Another thing is Joy had, she does those things where she introduces us to other people who sell things.
Mm-hmm.
And then we win prizes. And part of that was Handwriting Without Tears. I learned about that program.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I've bought a bunch of those materials and we use Handwriting Without Tears also
Like
in our,
that?
to supplement our curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's been really fun.
You like that program?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've
The
thought
kids
about
really do too.
they do. They do.
Yeah.
I need to look into that because I've thought about that before and I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. Right now we use like lively letters for our phonics and the kids love that. Have you heard of lively letters?
Mm-mm.
It's really fun, like phonemic awareness program. But I need something for writing as well. So I'm gonna look into the handwriting without tears.
Right. Because I had read some research that said that if you teach just alphabet letters first and then writing next, they don't learn the letters as well as if you teach the writing and
With the
drawing and all of that along with the alphabet. They learn it so much faster.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, they say that writing stuff down helps you remember it more, so that would make sense with the letters too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool.
And you can get a 30-day trial. That's how I
Oh,
first
you
thought,
can? Okay.
wow. At first I thought, okay, I'll get chalkboards from Oriental Trading, which I did. And, because I make a little box of stuff to mail to the online people.
Okay.
And so to make it cheap, I was thinking, oh, I'll get all these cheap things. And then when I ordered the stuff from Handwriting Without Tears, I thought their stuff is not expensive. And I mean, not as expensive as you would think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so much better quality.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's kind of fun for the kids. They really like the stuff that goes with it.
Yeah. I'll have to look into it, especially with the 30-day trial. I love a good free trial.
Yeah.
So how much do you charge for your in-person classes?
Oh, okay. So $5.25 a month for the preschool,
Okay.
and it's $9.50 for full day. That's per month.
Okay. Yeah.
And what I did with oh my goodness, because I was just all of a sudden Joy was doing the 7-day challenge. I just thought I've got to jump into this, and so I jumped in. And when it was the day of writing the family script or founding family script, I had so much I had to get done that day. But I thought I'm going to do this. So it was just so spur of the moment kind of, because I did find out there's someone that wanted to do my online preschool, because I started writing things like what are the posts we need to make on our Facebook group, like what would be the challenges of online preschool. And so people started knowing I was thinking about it. So one mom said she wanted to join, but I couldn't just do one kid. And so I thought, okay, we'll have to do this challenge. And so I wrote the script one night, not even knowing that was, what would come of it. But I got my 7 students in 7 days, so, and I started that next Tuesday. And so that's how we're 5 weeks into it now. And, that's been really fun.
Awesome.
So that one, I was thinking, what should I charge? And so I just had to kind of think of it, but I decided $127 for the founding family, but that's because it's 6 weeks. It's not per month.
Right.
And so that's for 6 weeks, which would work out to around $89. And I'm advertising it now for this next group for $197 for a 6-week course, but that's 4 days. I do 30 minutes, and that's 4 days in a row. It's pre-recorded, then live, pre-recorded, live. Instead of in the same day, it's alternating days.
Yeah.
So
that's what I ended up doing as well. Is it for a half an hour each? Yeah.
So and those kids are darling. It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Good online. I agree. I love my online kids. I've stopped it in the past month and a half, but I had so much fun with them. And I had like 8 kids, and then by the end we were all great friends.
Right. Yes. And what's fun about Facebook advertising it that way is they're friends from different time eras. They were people I knew in the past when they had kids, my kids' age, and now they're at the grandma stage like I am, and doing their grandchild, so that was what was fun too.
Yeah, that's awesome. So do you still have the 7 kids in the online class, or do you have, okay, and then next are you putting out more ads for your next one, or is it the same 7 kids?
Well, it's the same 7 kids, but they've signed up for these 6 weeks. And so when I do the summer, one of them, the dates I chose, his school starts, because he's going to kindergarten, his school starts in the middle of it. So he's not going to come. Another one, just they have too many family vacations. Another one's still continuing, but I haven't heard from the others. So I'll market it again. I haven't started yet, but I've changed the price on my website, but I'm going to keep them as founding families. And so each 6-week study, they'll still have that price they started with.
Okay. I mean, with is there like a class limit that you're going to have? Are you going to limit it to 7, or are you going to take more than 7?
I think 7 works out just right.
Yeah.
Right now, anyway. If I did get more, maybe I could go up to 10, but for right now, I think 7 is good.
Yeah. With the preschool pals, when everyone's talking, it's a lot. The more kids, the harder it is to kind of give them all their time to speak.
Right. And some like to speak more than others, but some have so much interesting stuff to say too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So what do you think? What's the total amount of students that you have even taught in your whole career? What do you think? Ballpark?
Wow. Have I counted? The fact that I started them at age 2 and I raised them to kindergarten, they don't come and go a lot. And the ones I start with, they don't ever leave. I mean, there's not a lot of turnover.
Right.
Because they like the continuity of care.
Mhm.
So probably 6 times, because I've done I'm on my third cohort, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
um but some of those did, I mean, some like moved. And okay, one year I did hire a teacher and I had 12, so 6 times 4, so 24-ish.
Okay.
um and I think plus a couple more, just because like someone would move and then someone would replace them.
Yeah. That's really cool to have the same kids that whole time. That's really awesome
Hmm.
because
And
it
it's
is
really
hard.
fun that I still know. In fact, one time I went even just to a foot doctor appointment, and it was the dad of one of the kids. And so he had to catch up with me for a bit. But so it's really fun that I make long lasting relationships,
Absolutely.
that I'm still Facebook friends with several of them.
Yeah. It's hard to have them come in mid-year and, even just having kids switch in and out is hard. It's hard on the other kids, it's hard on the teacher. It's just kind of hard on the program. So having the same kids and you really get to know them well and their families, that's great.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
so if I asked your preschool families why they go to you, what do you think they would say? I'm sure there's tons of reasons.
Okay. Well, one keeps saying you can't be a PhD. I mean, like she says, that speaks for itself.
Mhm.
Because I haven't really marketed a lot. It's been word of mouth.
Yeah.
And I've moved each time I start a new cohort. I'm in a new place. And so I have to
Oh,
start over again with that word of mouth.
wow. Okay.
So, um,
Where are you located
so
now?
that's, hmm?
Where are you located?
Oh, I'm in Washington right now, state of Washington. The
So
first
you moved
cohort was in
states
Utah.
every time? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Well, just because my husband has changed jobs.
Mhm.
But the first cohort was in Utah when my kids were little. The next one was in Montana. And I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking final one is in Washington, but I might do another one. But, I'm at the grandmotherly stage now. So who knows how long I'll keep doing this.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I mean, obviously the education speaks for itself. There's not often preschool teachers with PhDs. You don't often find that.
Right. Yeah. Well, I was part of a pilot study in Montana where they were experimenting with free preschool for 4-year-olds. And what
Okay.
I was really excited that they included me in the study, because I was, a family childcare provider
Mhm.
in, the universal pre-K thing.
Yeah.
And usually they think of school districts, but I thought it was really nice they included that model just to see how that would work. And, so that was really fun
How
being
did
part of
that
that.
work? I'm very interested in that whole, I mean, I think it's great. People need, affordable pre-K programs and, there's a lot of talk of it right now. What are your views on universal pre-K? Do you think that?
Well, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I just think they should include home um,
Yeah, absolutely.
home environments,
Mhm.
because when you say what do parents like, they like the small groups in
Mhm.
home,
Yep.
with someone who is using an organized curriculum, research based, following the licensed. I also am accredited by NAFCC,
Mhm.
the National Association for Family Childcare.
Mhm.
And those kinds of things I think parents look for.
Yeah.
And when I was part of the pilot, the preschools they put in the elementary schools looked a lot like elementary school.
Yeah, totally.
And they're more institutional feeling,
Mhm.
and a loud noisy school.
Yeah.
And so I think if there was universal preschool, they should look at family childcare, slash family home preschool
Yeah.
in the model.
Mhm. So did it work like a stipend from the government? Is that how they made it free?
Yeah,
So the
they
government
paid
paid
me $125, for a year,
you? Mhm.
to not charge the families.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that was really fun.
Uh,
I really loved that year. It was just, it was part of a year and then a full year.
Okay.
Because it was
And
just, well, part of the kids anyway.
does Montana
So
still have free pre-K for 4-year-olds?
no, they have a majority Republican legislature, and so it voted down. So
Okay.
they didn't do it, which was actually fortunate for me because that's when my granddaughter turned 2. So
Mhm.
we moved to Washington, and I'm
Okay.
just a few blocks away from her.
Oh, that's awesome.
So so it worked out so perfectly. But really, I do think they should, now that we're getting the money for it, I really think that they should go back to that model. I was really glad that the proposal, at least, was to include family home models in that pre-K.
Yeah.
And, so I think that that's something they should look into.
Yeah.
Parents will want it.
Oh, yeah,
And
absolutely.
so they should look into it.
I've heard in a few states that they do that, and I've talked to some providers who do it. And I know some are worried that, it will push family. No one will want family providers, and they'll only want to go. But if they do include family providers, I think that would be such an amazing thing, because there's so many families who need, like, our whole job is giving great early childhood experiences, and there's so many kids who can't do that because they can't afford it, so being able to offer that, especially in the home environment, would be so awesome, to beneficial
Well,
to families.
even during times of COVID, people want a smaller class size
Yeah,
so that
absolutely.
there's fewer people to infect their child.
Mhm, mhm.
And, so really there's so many advantages to being in the home
Yeah,
for parents. I mean, parents like this model.
yeah.
So I'm part of NAEYC's, there's a discussion forum
Okay.
on, it's called Hello, for the National Association no, wait, I said it wrong, didn't I? NAEYC, right? So the
Yeah.
National Association for the Education of Young Children. I volunteer for them, and I help with a discussion board,
Okay.
and that topic is going on right now. They've been talking about that, and there are several states, like you say, they have a multi-program model where family childcare, local preschools, school districts, they're all part of the universal pre-K.
Mhm.
And some states just want to give it to the school district.
Right.
And just, some people are just assuming family childcare providers are subordinate,
Yeah. Right.
less educated, but they're not.
Yeah.
In many cases, early childhood education, family childcare providers have an early childhood education degree, which
Mhm.
is more important for preschool children, than a teacher's teaching degree for elementary teaching.
Interesting. Yeah. That's Yeah. I mean, I feel like home providers get a bad rap, and there are, like, depending on who you go to, if you find a reputable one, there's one that's licensed and one that does, have education behind it, then it's the small class sizes make it so awesome, make the whole experience such a better, because I worked in elementary schools, and I saw the pre-K kids in the elementary school I worked at, and it was just like, okay, we've extended elementary school to 3 and 4 year olds, that's what it seemed like. And I don't know, there's so many things about elementary school that I wish that I could change, and when I'm watching, like, the 4 year olds just become tiny elementary students, I'm like, oh, like, they need a different environment, so I think that including family providers in that would be awesome. What's your favorite part about running the preschool?
But I get to play.
Mm.
I get to play
Yeah.
with the kids, and what's fun too is, I've been doing like rhyming words and things like that with the kids.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, one of the little girls, she went, I know one. And it just clicked for her, because, we've done it several times, and they kind of need that repetition of practicing what are rhyming words, and they just still don't get it. And I think they do get it. They just can't come up with a rhyming word. But
Mhm.
I drew some pictures, and I said, which picture rhymes with this insect?
Mhm.
So I keep it with the theme. And all of a sudden she's going, I've got it. So those kind of moments are really fun when they finally get something, and when their parent comes to pick them up, they excitedly bounce up and down as they're telling their parent what they just learned.
Yeah.
Those are the fun moments.
I love those light bulb moments. They are awesome.
Hmm.
So how would you say that Joy and the Preschool All Stars have helped you expand your program? I mean, you already had a great program set up and now being able to do online. And what kind of supports have you been able to get from the All Stars?
Well, the marketing, it was super fast. Once I started going through those steps in the 30-day challenge,
Mm-hmm.
because it was during COVID. A lot of parents wanted to put, and I had just become licensed when
Okay.
COVID hit. So I wasn't full. My program wasn't full. And I needed to do marketing. And also I'm an unknown. People didn't know me because we, just moved there.
Mm-hmm.
And so definitely she helped get my program full.
Mm-hmm.
And also my summer program, I didn't have anyone in there and it's all full. Plus there was a wait list. One family moved. And so another one on the wait list got to take the spot.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice having the cushion of the
Yeah.
wait list.
Totally.
And then the online. So all of those things.
Yeah. Awesome. So what would you say to some of the ladies who are maybe thinking about getting started in this profession? Um, what would you say to them as a word of encouragement if they're not really sure that they can make this happen?
If their goal is to be home with their children, this is one of the best things they can do.
Mm-hmm.
And so if they follow Joy's steps, because the founding family script was the thing that really got that online one going. But following all of her steps really does work. She's figured it out and it
Mm-hmm.
really does work. And if you feel like you don't know what curriculum to do, Preschool in a Box, that will tell you what to do. And the website, my daughter who works with websites, when she first thought it was going to be $99 a month, she says, actually, that's a good deal. I'd go for it. But now it's $47 a month. And that's even better. And it does all, because I told her all the things it will do. She says, wow, that's a great deal. So the website for sure. And
Is that the hub? Is that what you're talking about?
yeah.
Are you part of the hub? Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I should have said. The hub is the
Yeah.
website.
Mm-hmm.
And having the tech support there, you don't get tech support like we have with Beth.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get that with a website. I had to pay someone per hour, to tell me what to do with my website,
Right.
and still didn't figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, so that's definitely all those benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, plus the community. I really love the community. Everyone has started finding ways they can help, and people give good advice. We're just a very friendly group who wants to help each other.
Mm-hmm.
People can pose a question, where they're frustrated, and everyone jumps in to solve the problem. And then other people, will share ideas, just fun things, like even having an online, let's see, what was it? The thing that kids hold up on the first day of school.
Yeah. Like
Somebody showed a parent whose daughter, she just drew one for her, held it first day of online preschool.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, oh, what a fun thing to put in the box, that you ship out to the families.
Mm-hmm.
Put that in there, and then you put, the name of your preschool,
Mm-hmm.
first day of online at Discovery Place Preschool.
Yeah.
And then the child holds that up, they take a picture, it goes on to Facebook. So there's some advertising. So people come up with ideas for us in the group. And then, creating videos. It just left me what her name is. I can't remember. She creates videos for people to put on their websites, and that's been really fun.
Yeah.
She's done 2 of them for me.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there's so many ladies with different talents that I feel like you can go in there and whatever you need done, someone will have an idea or be able to help you out with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. Awesome. Well, I want to thank you so much for talking with me. This was awesome. You are like the early childhood guru, it seems like.
Well, I don't know about that.
What are your?
Because everybody gives. You can still learn. The more you know, the more you learn that there's more to learn.
Yeah. Absolutely. What are your plans? What are your, next steps for your business?
Well, being that we're getting close to retirement, my husband and I, I think that this online part will be a really nice thing to take into retirement.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think pandemics are over.
Yeah, I
I
know.
think that this is something that might keep, we might have to keep revisiting online. So having this ready to go, I think is really amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, there's so many things because of what Joy's excitement is for like this summit, and the properties she just bought.
Yeah.
That gets me thinking, what could I do? So like even she's modeling things that get me excited for even starting a program where I, teach people. Someone had messaged me and asked, are you ever thinking of teaching a course on how to teach preschool?
Yeah, I was going to ask.
And so I thought, well, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that sound fun. And I do jump at opportunities, which I now am like teaching it to universities, local preschool, online preschool, full day care. I don't turn things down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then also I'll be teaching at the summit too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
it's
going.
so there's a lot of things I could think about doing. It's just I can't add one yet because I've got a lot going.
Well, if you do teach that class, I will be right there taking it. Looking forward.
Because I teach it already,
Right.
at universities, and so I could, do a, like a founding family thing for the All Stars and say, for you, it'll be only this much, and I could teach how to teach preschool.
We would love that. We would love that. Let me know if that happens. And thank you so much for talking.
It won't be soon though.
All right. Well, we'll be looking forward to it. We thank you so much for having us, coming on our show. And everyone, I'm sure they will love your story and your tips and everything else. And good luck in retirement or all of your next steps.
Okay. Thank you so much.
If you'd like to have a success story just like that one, I invite you to join our Preschool All Stars. It's my exclusive membership community where you'll get mentorship from me with weekly Q&A lives, support and guidance and friendship from hundreds of women on the exact same journey as you, starting, running, and growing their preschools, and my exclusive access to Preschool University, every training and done-for-you file that you'll need for every milestone on your journey to help you start, run, and grow your preschool. We've all been there, and we've got the exact same steps that you need to go through, but we do it all very quickly so that you don't have to waste time or money doing the wrong things at the wrong time. We'd love for you to join our Preschool All Stars membership. Just go to preschoolallstars.com or click the link in the description to immediately jump into Preschool All Stars. Again, go to preschoolallstars.com and we'll see you there.